Hey, this is Keith from Save the Rust. So tonight I'm going to show you our 1957 Harley Davidson Servi car project that we're going to be working on here. A friend of mine gave me a call last week, and he needs a Servi car for a project, and came down, we looked at it, and this is the one he wants. So we have a few things that we have to do, including getting it running. I bought this bike 2 years ago, a couple hours away, and we bought it not running, and there's some interesting pieces on it. I'll show you that in a second. But in the last couple of years, I've collected all the remaining big items that are not original on here, and I'll go through that with you in a second. So this wasn't kind of something scheduled in our plans for the year. As you can see in the background, Waylon's chipping away at the paint on the 1942 Goulding sidecar for his 1942 Harley, and we want to take that around a little bit, play around with it this year. It's pretty rough. We got a video coming on it soon, and Waylon's been doing lots of the work on it so far. So his bike, his sidecar, he can do some work on it. So let's get back to this. This is a 1957 Harley Davidson Servi car. So this is the last year of the Springer, and this is still a 6-volt system originally, but there's been some mods. As you can see, it's got like Ford wheels on it. Not sure what they're off of, and some flat trailer fenders and a couple other things, but we're gonna replace them. So stay tuned. I'm gonna show you all the pieces. So first and foremost, we got to take off these bars. It's a riser with dog bones. This is not correct, so we're gonna remove that. The front end is all good. If you look at it, this is an aftermarket Springer. There's been aftermarket fender. So it's got the shock, the Monroe style shock. So it's got the Harley style horn, and it's got the cycle rate kind of headlight. All the brake is original style, so it's it looks good. It's it looks like a pretty quality piece. You can see the standoffs here, so it bottoms out on the frame. There's something with the dash. We'll have to figure that out, what's going on. It doesn't sit flat. There's a big, huge gap here. Obviously, oil on this side, gas on that side. Really nice old police-style fender seat. Sorry, really nice. It's got a nice look to it. Unfortunately, it's been cracked here a little bit of damage. But other than that, that is a beautiful period seat. It's probably 50, 60, 70 years old. Someone made the seat T. Doesn't have a seat post, so here's some of the parts. We got a seat post I've already collected. We got the seat T that's correct. There's the bars that we're going to use. Those are the kind of in-between bars. So these are, for a Springer, but they have the workings for an early pan head style bar. Now, don't forget, in 1957, when this bike was built, the Harley is already into the pan heads. And if you look at this one, this is a 1953 pan head with our sidecar that we built, telescopic forks. So why didn't the Servi car have a telescopic fork in 57 when the pan head in 53 did? Well, it's because they probably had a pile of Springers left over from World War II, and they wanted to use them up. That's my guesses. So in 1958, they went to the telescopic fork, just like that. But in 57, they still had the Springer. So we got to install the seat T, put the seat post in. That's a couple things. As you can see, it's got some drag pipes kind of idea. I got an assortment of pipes in the basement. We're going to try and fix that up. If you've ever seen this, you're wondering, what is this? Well, that was the throttle. That's the cable right here. As soon as I hit it, it broke. That was someone's idea, it wasn't mine. And one of the other things it has is a Mikuni carb. So we'll replace that. I'm not a fan of Mikunis. Not interested in keeping it. So we'll put a linker on. Unless this thing starts up and fires up really well and it runs fine, then we'll leave it on for now. Floorboards will be removed. I do not like these shovel head style floorboards. This one's got the rubbers are all off anyway. I got a pile of original style half moon floorboards. The emblems are 63, 64, 65, so it's not correct, but they work for the project that this bike needs to be used for. One of the things that's interesting on this bike is the fact that it's got electric starter. So this is, from all accounts, made by some company called V-Twin or something to that effect. Really well built. They were expensive in their day. And what's interesting, it's got like a billet top that goes on top of the transmission instead of that little tin cover. So it's it's really robust and should work really well. Original steel box. It's got the 54, 55 and later style tail lights. I got an extra set of original ones in the basement if we need them. So the wheels are going to be removed. There is some original rims and some aftermarket dog dish caps. There's the original fenders that came with the bike, so that's nice to have. We will be removing that tail light assembly. That is horrible. That's coming off right away. We'll probably just leave this wood on here for now. We don't need to remove it. The inside of the box is as original. It's still got the original wood planking in it. It's hard to. I don't think this was an actual police bike. My other Servi car was, because you usually have a hole here for the antenna, and in this area here would be where the radio went. So this one, from all accounts, I'm going to say it probably wasn't a police bike. So we're going to remove the turn signals, the whole bar assembly, and then we're going to see if we can get this thing running. It's been converted over to 12 volt because of that starter. We got a chain guard, secondary chain guard for it. And that's the project. It's pretty complete. I'm hoping it was running prior so that we don't have to really mess with it too much, but we'll see. So follow along. This is a project we're gonna be working on right away. Rated my little hoard of parts. There's a box of half moon floorboards that we'll put on and replace those ugly things. There's a box of exhausts, see if I can make something that'll work with some clamps, and then another seat tee because it has all the bushings in the front section that I didn't have on the other one. And I got this funky pipe that might be able to make into the a sidecar muffler, because on a sidecar muffler, obviously it doesn't go straight down and then kind of hang off the side. It goes kind of 45 underneath the chain and exits behind the back wheel on the opposite side, kind of around that area. So we'll see what we can do. So we're stripping down the Servi car for paint. So the project this bike is needed for needs to be painted. So got Waylon in there in the box, and he's taking off the bolts for the fenders. We've already removed the tail lights.
This one's not moving.
And rear light bar. We've confirmed all the lights work already. All the lights work in the horn, and the starter does turn over. It's just that battery is dead, so we'll have to replace that. Removed all the ribs that were on top of this. They're wooden, and yeah, progress. So we're gonna get these fenders off, get the box off, get all the parts taken off.
One's on a budget.
What was that?
One's on a budget.
Okay, well, I'll be right there. So we got the box off and the fenders off. Everything's off that at this point that we need to get off. So I want to look at a couple things with you. So first off, the rear brakes work, which is nice. There's a bit of mod here. You can see the position of this brake pedal. It should be over here. You see those two holes right there? So what they did is they relocated it, shortened the brake rod. Well, because at one point they would have had the throttle here, so the throttle and the brake would have been kind of in the same area, so they pulled the brake pedal back. The rear shocks are interesting. We will be removing those. So what you can see is this should be the original position here for the regular shocks, and I have a set over here somewhere in a pile here. So here's what it should kind of look like. I think it's a Monroe shock. So for some reason they put these shocks on, well, you know, and they made this homemade bracket, which I'm not too, you know, impressed about, because what it does is it puts pressure against the axle housing. So we're gonna remove all this, get rid of all that, put the originals back on. The mount that goes onto the box, I'm not sure if that's what we're gonna have to use, but I don't remember what they look like either, so I have to look at my other Servi car and see. One of the things, they converted this to 12 volt because of that starter, but this is the battery they use. I'm not sure why they wouldn't have just put it into the box and put a bigger battery, so I just pulled the mounts off, and we're gonna get this out of here. Whoever did the battery box did a really nice job of it, but it was too close to the chain. It would just be continuously rubbing. So we're gonna have to extend the starter, like the positive and negative cable for that. One of the things I do not like is this, the drilled and tapped into the rear Servi car rear section. That will have to be welded up. There's a lot of meat there, but I just don't like it. I don't like putting holes in frames, but that's just me. We're gonna take these brackets off, get them sandblasted, and give them a quick paint job. One of the things I noticed right away is on the back of the transmission there's no adjuster screw, so we'll have to add one of those. I have some of those in stock, and we're gonna try and get this fired up. I pulled another battery out, big car battery. See if we can see what we can do, get this thing running. But again, we got a couple things first before we can just you know, try and fire it. But with that small battery on the charger, did engage the starter, so that's a good sign. Let's see what happens. So we got those other shocks off, and I just wanted to show you the mounting brackets and how the originals will go on here. So we'll put that shock right onto this point. One of the things I wanted to point out too is what's nice about this old stuff is made to last, right? Grease zerk, and another one over there, and then there's another one under here underneath the Speedo drive. So right there, just visually 5 right there that we've seen. One of the things I wanted to show you too was I noticed this when I bought it. This was one of the flaws. It's a pretty serious one. You see underneath there, the entire mounting bracket that holds the generator in place was broken off. Not happy about that. There's a hokey kind of hold there. There's nothing supporting it on the bottom except the 2 screws on the outside that hold it in position. That's not an easy fix. That is some serious work, but we'll worry about that later. We don't have to worry about that right now. It's just too bad because those are nice cases and stuff. So, because I hoard manuals, I pull in all my Servi car ones, so I'm looking at the ages here. 6171 supplement, 5969 supplement, 6273, 60 to 70, 1464. That's a 64 was a big year because it came out with a electric start and 12-volt system before the 65 pan heads. So what I did find is I got this one. It's also for Servi cars, 41 to 54, and that one's service manual for 40 to 58, and of course spare parts. So we got these 3, and that's gonna help. So if you follow the channel for any amount of time, you'll notice that I usually build everything from the ground up. It's not because I know more than other people. It's just that, or I don't trust some people's work. I just don't trust everyone's work. I've seen quite a few things over the years that, I had to shake my head at, and super happy I took the bike apart because it would have just fallen apart. And there's always these little things that people miss. I'll show you in a second. So right here, behind these 2 bolts that go into the case that hold the inner primary on, there should be lock washers. And there's nothing to hold these from actually coming out now. And I've had one of my lock washers fail once, came out, got lodged between the chain and probably the front sprocket, and it snapped my chain. So when I see stuff like that, it always makes me worried. What else did they not, add or do right? So just a little thing I'm pointing out. So good news is I've heard it spit and bark, and it sounds like it's gonna run. I got the charger on the battery. The electric starter's not kicking in enough to spin it over quick enough. I'm not sure if it's because there's probably some oil in the bottom end, but I kicked it over a few times, and I had some a good response to it. It, like I say, in my opinion, it'll run without too much work. A bit more work now. I broke the kicker. It fell right off. I snapped it off. So, anyway, that's the progress I wanted. I wanted to hear it run tonight, which would have been great. I was going to put some fuel in the tank. The tank is just filthy inside, so I put an old lawnmower tank on it, ran a new fuel line, and it will go. It just if I put the key on here, see how it's just not enough. And then we got some lights. So I'm gonna get back at this tomorrow, but I'm very happy. We got our chief mechanic here, Waylon. He's working hard to get the bolt out on the kicker because we busted it last night. And we got a new kicker here. He's getting it, but it's a tight one, eh?
Very.
Excellent. Excellent work. Probably still too tight for that.
Mm-hmm.
Melon's got the bolt out, and I just got to pull this off. So just kind of rotate it, and it'll come out. It's got a shim in here too.
Oh.
Well, that's not the correct shim. That's just a washer.
Got it out.
Okay. So here we are. We have the kicker that broke last night with the pedal, and then another kicker and another pedal. So what I wanted to do was show you just when you're looking at these kind of parts and you see stuff that's loose, might not be just one thing. It could be a multitude of things. So first thing is, you look at this bolt. The threads are not the greatest. They're kind of flattened out. And this is just another aftermarket one, way better condition. And then when you look at the pedal, and it was moving around quite a bit. You see how it's oblonged. This one's got a good bushing still in it. So when you put this bolt through it, like you can see how much play it has. You put that same bolt through this side of this one. Just how tight it is. Very, still some movement, but way less. So we're gonna not use this pedal. Maybe in the future we'll put a new bushing in it, and that'll help hopefully take up some of that slack. But it's kind of already past the bushing, right in that spot there. But whatever, still a kicker pedal. So we are replacing the kicker arm and the pedal and the bolt, the whole assembly. So one of the first things we're gonna have to do today is pull the gas tank off. You can see the rust. It's dirty in there. So we have to clean it anyway, so let's get it off. Pull the dash off. There was this, I'm guessing that was for the turn signals, because we got a trail light converter. Not really sure what this is all about. So we're gonna remove all that. That's unnecessary. I'm guessing that's just literally for the turn signals, so we're not putting those back on. Waylon's installing the kicker back on. So after going through our box of floorboards, we determined they're all junk. So we're gonna pull a couple off of our projects here in our future projects. So we've got a good set of floorboards there on this 1942 WLC and military style, and we're gonna put it on that Servi car. And Waylon's gonna get them off, and then we're gonna do a quick cleanup on them, and then we're going to give them a shot of paint. And I think Waylon's gonna be Getting his first chance to paint with a spray can.
You think? I already told you.
I guess he's like I said, chief mechanic and boss apparently.
What?
Almost like brand new. Looks good to me. So I've spent the day on this 57 Servi car, and it's starting to look a little bit more what I have envisioned, and I'm gonna go through it with you. So first off, I sanded down these original bars and removed those with the dog bones and the turn signals. Then I had some white grips, so I put those on because that's the only ones I had for this style of bar. Again, this is like a transition bar from Springer, and it has some like panhead style features like this. So the internals are different, so it's kind of like a in-between bar. You're gonna notice this absolutely hideous bolt here. Well, it should be like a number 8 or something, but someone had drilled it out larger, so this was, I had to tap it to a 1/4-20. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this off and then slot it and then recess it so you won't see the head, but that's not today. Had to pull the headlight off because of wiring and stuff. So I got all the wiring. I gotta put it back in, all the horn and headlight. You're gonna notice the gas tank's off. I took that off, and I still gotta finish cleaning it. Removed the carb. It was so gummed up it wouldn't even move in any way, shape, or form. So I went and pulled an M88 Linkert out, and we're gonna put that on right away. Cleaned up most of the wires. Doesn't look clean, but I've removed a pile of wires. Removed the ugly square floorboard and put on some half moons that I gave a quick coat of paint on. So it's coming along. The place is a mess because I've been running back and forth, working on this and that, letting stuff dry from paint. So some of the wiring we removed. I got the seat off and a bunch of other parts. You know, removing the seat should have been a 5-minute job, putting a new seat post in and the seat T. But I am not sure what the heck's going on. But inside, I'm not sure if it's the remnants of another seat T, but there's a spring there. And I tried pulling it out, can't get it out yet. So that's that I could just see being in hours of frustration. But it's coming along. It's coming along. It looks so much better with that black set of bars on. And just gave him a quick shot of paint in my sea can. And yeah, we're going to continue on. So I'd already done one grip, but I thought I'd show you how I take a grip that looks like this and make it cleaner. Simple. Just some hand cleaner. Put it on and just rub the heck out of it. And then I got a little wire brush to get in between on the Harley Davidson part. Shangri-La, look at that, eh? So much better. Little tech tip thing. I don't know where I got it. I've just been using it for years. I'm gonna do a bit more and then I'll install it onto the bike. So it's Sunday morning, May 25th, and if you're watching this today, this was a couple hours ago. But what we did is we got the carburetor on, we got the M88 on. We get the internal throttle all set up on the bike, and lots more to do today. I still got to finish that tank, clean that fuel tank. I ended up cleaning the petcock because it was completely plugged up. Like, it took me probably half an hour just to clean that. So a lot of the things that I was gonna hope to film yesterday just end up taking like an hour instead of 5 minutes. And that's usually what happens with projects, especially when you don't know what the previous owner did or how they left it, etc. So it's all good. Hey, that's what it's a challenge. It's fun, still playing with old bikes. That's the important part. And but today we're gonna try and get it running. A couple of little things have, kind of come up when I'm, looking at it. The distributor isn't locked into position. So again, because this has been upgraded to 12 volt, on a 6 volt, you'd have advance and retard where you're moving the distributor timer or whatever you want to call it, and advancing it and retarding it. So this one still has the ability to move, which I don't like, because now that allows it to move, which with a 12 volt system, it shouldn't move. You shouldn't be doing that. So it should be locked in position. So I got to figure out where it should be positioned and then lock it, I guess, something like that. Yeah, once we get that done, we can, once we get the gas tank all cleaned out, then we can set up the new fuel line and fuel filter, and see if it'll fire. And if it fires, then we're good. We're golden. Then I can pull the tanks off, send all that stuff off to paint. There's a lot has to be done in the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And yeah, I'm happy. It's cool. I haven't worked on a Servi car really in a long time, because I did mine over 25 years ago. And it's got its interesting quirks. Like, kicking this thing over is like, you got to find a new position, like, because the kicker is here, but then you got that, your frame comes out, so it's not like I'm normally kicking my 45 over, where I kind of stand sideways and just kick it. You can't do that with this one because the frame's in the way. So anyway, I'm gonna make another video today. Thanks for watching. Hope this is intriguing to you. We're gonna get this old bike going again. We have to. We got a deadline. The best part about deadlines is it kicks you in the butt a bit and to finish them. So sometimes I need that. So thanks again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your comments. You know, hey, hope you enjoy this stuff as much as I do. I'm Keith from Save the Rest. This is who we are. This is what we do. Waylon's still sleeping, so we'll talk to him after. Have a great day.